questions for you.
I'm sure you have some questions for. Hey, oh.
So we don't have microphones, so who would like to start us off? Last game, it seemed like you were really kind of disappointed with the offensive flow, and you felt like the defense was leading to a lot of offense. Were you more pleased today with what you were doing on offense?
I think so. I think Ohio State, the way they play, they open up the court a lot. So it's a gamble that when they win that gamble, they turn it into transition points for them. When they lose the gamble, they turn it into transition points for us. So I thought we handled it. Really, really well, and it gave us a lot of opportunities. But when we did, run our stuff, when they took some of the pressure off, I thought our movement and our execution was way better than it was last game.
Maggie, when you put Blanca in the first quarter there, it seemed like she really slowed down the offense, was able to just keep poise and control. Do you feel like you're getting more and more acclimated to the college game? There's 2 games that I know, but
Blanca?
Yeah.
Yeah, the way they played over there, 24-second shot clock, 8 seconds to get it across the court. There's so many more possessions. I don't know. The possessions here, 30 seconds, 10 seconds. It's not a lot, but it's a little bit slower game here. But in some ways, it's a faster game here because of how we play. And I don't think she's used to being up this much, so that's why she throws the ball to the other team a lot. But once we fix that, I think we're going to be okay. But she's pretty unique, right? Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
been a lot of talk about how you all are getting your best offense in transition.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious how much you think about how teams are playing in the WNBA now, where pace and space are paramount,
Mm-hmm.
And scoring better in transition is almost encouraged.
Yeah. Well, I would say not specifically to the WNBA. I just think basketball in general. There's such a lack of understanding of the game that playing transition is easier if you just get people to run and you get them to space the court and you just trust them to make plays as opposed to come down and execute and need 4 passes to score, which takes a lot of teamwork, which not something that a lot of kids are familiar with these days. So playing fast, scoring on the move, scoring through concepts rather than plays is way more popular today at most levels of basketball. And that's why the players that can think and can react and make plays for other people, that's why somebody like Jokic, or Shea in the NBA, for instance, they're so good with the ball. They make everybody around them so good that you don't really need to run a lot of plays. You just run the floor, space it. And it's the same thing in college. We put the ball in Sarah Strong's hands, and we're going to get something really, really good. We don't have to run a play. Now, that's all well and good, but you need really, really good players to do that. Because I think a lot of times at any level, WNBA, college, high school, there may be 2 really, really good players on your team. So when you run plays, those 2 guys are going to get most of the shots. So when you play the way we play, I have no idea who's going to get most of the shots. The best players are going to get most of the shots. And that's, for us, that's how UConn plays. I think most teams that have a lot of good players, that's how they want to play. We had 30 assists on 39 baskets today. You're not going to see that much of that around the country, I don't think.
Coach, you had 5
Well, I know Blanca's reputation is she's a scorer. So getting her up to speed and taking advantage of, you watch her, how easy she gets to the basket. She finishes around the basket. She makes enough threes that you have to come out and guard her. So, yeah, she has all the qualities of being that person. Ash, when she's got it going, she's more of an in spurts kind of guy. So we've got more than just Azzy and Sarah. And I think Sarah Williams today was more aggressive and better than she has been. So we have a lot of candidates, but I think that's what all the best teams have.
You ran a little bit of that Sarah Blanca lineup today. Just what did you like about that group having that bigger?
Obviously, we're bigger, we're longer. We can match up with other teams bigger size. Make teams have to match up with us. I did like it. I don't know that Blanca's best position is there right now. Blanca and Sarah together, where they're interchangeable. So we're still finding out, but for the time that they were together, those three, I thought it was pretty productive.
Daniel?
You said during the preseason that every day you would come to practice excited to see what Sarah Strong could do that day. Was today pretty much an example of that?
Yeah, I think when you watch what she does, it's pretty impressive, right? When you watch how she does it, it just makes you kind of realize that's not normal. Most kids, you can tell they're working really hard to get their 30 points, 29 points. I don't know that she works really, really hard. I mean, it's not as easy as she makes it look, but it kind of is, because she just has such great body control. She has fantastic vision. She knows, how the game is being played and where her advantages are. And there isn't a shot on the floor she can't make. So she plays with such confidence and such poise because she knows I will never be on the court in any situation where I don't know what to do. And that's pretty great luxury to have as a kid.
Gina, can you talk about the next challenge next weekend and the format, game, day off, another game against two, at least quality opponents?
Yeah. Well, based on the little bit I've seen of Michigan, they will be for sure the best team we played this year by a long shot at this time in the season. They're talented, they're smart, they're well balanced. They play exceptionally well together. They're really well coached. Yeah. I texted Kim after or this morning actually, and I said, wow, I was shocked by the score against Notre Dame, right? That they played. I said, it just like I didn't. Not that they won, but I just didn't expect that score. And she said, yeah, I'm not looking forward to Friday. And I said, I'm not either. I said, maybe we ought to just have a couple drinks, go gamble a little bit, and call it a day. They're not going to be an easy team to play against at all. Utah, they're going through some transitions. Their best player left to go play at UCLA. That's what I was saying the other night. Anymore, you don't know what team you're playing against because you don't have enough of a sample this year, and you can't look at last year and go, oh, this is who. Because so many teams have lost. Ohio State being a perfect example. Their best player. Then you get a couple guys graduate. So I like the idea that we're playing game, day off, game, because that's NCAA tournament. It's exactly like the tournament. So it'll be good for us. It'll be a really, really, really good test for us. Really good.
Over to Ben.
What are the challenges, going back to Jack's question a little bit, you talked about Blanca being unpredictable in
Tuh.
a way. What are the challenges for you in coaching a player or players that are unpredictable?
Well, I eventually get used to it. However, they have to get used to me not liking it. So unpredictable, meaning she might throw a pass that's a fantastic pass. And I'll be like, wow, I didn't know she could do that. Or she can get to the rim and have a finish that's really, wow, she looks like a pro, right? She's only 18 years old. So unpredictable in that way, wow. Unpredictable, and no human being could possibly throw that pass and think that it's a good pass. So what really is the challenge is the look on her face like, what is your problem? Like, I'm supposed to be understanding that this is how I play. So it's going to be a little bit of a battle. Like, I know this is how you play, but this is how I coach. So we're going to have to meet somewhere in the middle. But I wouldn't take anything away from her. I wouldn't tell her, stop doing this or stop doing that. Not at all. Just need to constantly be, constantly to be aware what's a good decision, what's a bad decision. But I don't want her thinking like that when she's playing, We'll look at the film tomorrow and we'll go, what do you think of that? And she'll probably look at me and go, I think it's pretty good. I asked her one time, I said, those last couple of shots, you think good shot, bad shot, great shot? She goes, huh? Like she couldn't understand what I was asking. I shoot it. It's a good shot. How would you deal with that? She's got a lot of Svetlana in her. God bless her.
Sarah Williams, you guys went to her a lot early, and then she kind of established herself in the paint. I know we've seen her be so dominant in previous seasons. What do you kind of see for her role developing throughout the year?
Yeah. More physicality, more urgency, that first half, a little bit of second half. I think she can be a lot more of a factor defensively for us because she's quick enough and she's long enough. She just has to learn how to make more than one play at a time. Okay. I thought she did a great job getting position and making it easy for herself. I thought she started the game really aggressive. We talked a lot before the game about, I think there's going to be multiple times when we can put the ball on the floor and get to the basket, and she did that right away. So I want to say little by little, her minutes are going to keep going up and her productivity is going to keep going up. It just takes a little bit of time to get used to playing here.
You watch Sarah Strong on the court, unless her teammate has a really big play, no expression change. Can you tell, before a game like this, okay, the other team's in for a big night because she's got it really just put up like she did tonight, or are you surprised like everyone else when she just does some of the things she does?
I want to pick my words. How do you say this? It's probably blasphemous, I guess is the best word I come up with, to say at this point that not a single thing that she does surprises me. What surprises me is how simple she makes the game look. I think if she wanted to, this would be a normal night for her. But I also think she likes, you see how many passes she throws where she could shoot and score. Yeah, there's, yeah. As coaches, we just kind of shake our head, and now, even in practice, we just we almost want her to be perfect. Not fair, but I wouldn't ask her to be if I didn't think she could. I don't know what the score was when she took that three from the corner. Maybe it was 30. I don't know. Maybe 7 minutes left in the, I forget when it was. Right in front of our bench, she took that three and missed it. She was really pissed, as if she missed the game-winning shot. She was really pissed. So that's the kind of competitor she is. You saw her dive on that loose ball in front of our bench, right? I have videos of Diana doing that, Maya doing that, Stewie doing that. Like, she's a great player who doesn't treat herself like that's not my job. Like, that's somebody else's job. My job is to score points. And yet there she is, right? So I'm just really proud of her right now. She's good.
Going off kind of that whole point, when you think about her as a sophomore,
Mm-hmm.
compared to like Maya as a sophomore, Stewie, whoever, who's great players as sophomores, how would you compare like your expectations or how you coach her, in her second year compared to them, like as they were entering their sophomore years too?
I would say, like, those kinds of players, going as far back as, Jesus, Carrie Bascom, when she went from freshman year being pretty good to sophomore year being the Big East Player of the Year the next 3 years, you could almost see that they had this, the way they carried themselves was just different. Now, with them, there was no more looking around going, wow, I'm in college playing college basketball. I'm at UConn. There's this walking around of there isn't anything I can't do. They don't say it. They're not arrogant about it, but they just carry themselves in a way. And for me to coach players like that, Stewie was coming off a national championship as a freshman, and now she's in her sophomore year. You just, you try to temper it, like, should I expect way more? But they expect way more of themselves. That's what I would say right now about Sarah. Whatever she expected of herself last year, which is probably a lot, she expects way more from herself this year. So I just try to manage that, But it's the rest of the guys on the team, they know, and somebody like AZ or any of the other guys, how many open shots, like Ohio State went zone. Okay, we were running, trying to run some man offense or something. They went zone, KK realized it, we made a cut, found Sarah in the middle. Without even looking, she found AZ on the wing, and we got a three. Like, average players can't do that. So everybody on the team benefits from how talented she is. I'm more impressed with her rebounding than her scoring. She just happens to be where the ball is.
Starts over 6 and then turns around and hits 5 threes. Just what stands out to you about the?
She didn't look like herself at the beginning of the game. She had like this, not AZ type focus. So she needed a breather, I think, when she came out. Just kind of take a deep breath, get settled, and then once they start going in, like they just keep going in, and that she's another one. Every time she misses a shot, you throw up your hands, go, I can't believe she missed that, because she's not supposed to, right? Because she has this reputation. But she's human, and normally, we were talking about in the locker room actually with the coaches that you could tell that she didn't have her normal locked-in self, whatever reason. She's been battling a cold for the last 4 or 5 days, But yeah, once she gets it going, man. Yeah.
Going from offense to defense, your team forced 24 Ohio State turnovers. What can you tell me about defensive expectations that you have for this team and how the team played on defense today?
Well, I told the team, especially in that second quarter, I thought, in the first quarter, I don't think we played bad defensively. They just had a bunch of guys make shots that don't normally make that many, especially from the three-point line. And it looked like we were just trading baskets, boom, 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 boom. But in that second quarter, we just really, really made it difficult for them to get to the spots they wanted to go, get the shots they wanted to get. And I think it frustrates the other team when they can't easily get from one spot to another, throw this pass from here to there easily. So a lot of the turnovers, it's not like we forced them, Some, they just happen because every single pass or every single possession, they're under pressure. And I thought our guards did a great job of that on the perimeter. Johnny Cambridge is impossible to guard. I mean, I think she even told one of our guys one time, I'm going to go right over there and shoot a jump shot. And she did. Like, she just is that good, But I think we did a really, really good job forcing her into tough spots, because she had, I don't know, maybe 7 turnovers or something like that. Yeah, our defense has been really, really, really good. Better than I thought it would be this early in the season. Better than I thought it would be. Yeah.
Coach, we talked with Coach McGuff a little bit about the depth of this team, and you've had deep teams in the past, but this is the largest roster, and wondering if it's challenging to manage a roster that size, especially today as compared to your past really deep teams.
It is. It is a challenge because you'll have somebody that deserves 22 minutes and they only get 15. And you feel like I should play them more. And it's a challenge because, we won a national championship last year with everybody playing 38 minutes. So you're like, there's nothing wrong with that, Put the guys out there. They play a lot of time together. They get in great shape. They can play through anything, and they know each other like the back of their hand, and boom, boom, boom. Now you go, oh, you got a lot of depth. You should play them. Okay. And you put them in, and everything gets screwed up because all of a sudden, everything changes. It's like, I'm not a cook by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, my wife, Kathy, does all that, but I like to eat. But I know that when you make something that's kind of like perfect, and then you go, let me add another ingredient, and then you screw the whole thing up. So it's a challenge trying to find the right combinations all the time. And we're not going to get it right all the time, but, I do want to see more people in more situations. So in the past, yeah, I kind of forgot how we did all that. I forgot how we did all that, Because realistically, I mean, 8, 9, 10, 10 players, the whole game. I mean, every game, 10 players, double figure minutes. That's hard. That's hard. You know, NBA is 48 minutes. We got 40 minutes. It's 200 minutes. Yeah, it's hard. But it's a luxury too because somebody doesn't have it that night. Move over and somebody else will come in. That's the one luxury that you do have with that. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Sorry. Oh gosh, my voice. It definitely was my teammates. My teammates. I mean, hold on, let me start over. I'd say it started on defense. Once we started getting stops, I feel like that made our transition game a little bit easier. And, I feel like just the getting stops gave us that momentum, that confidence we needed. And then my teammates were finding me. They're setting me great screens, giving me great passes, and being great teammates. I couldn't ask for better ones.
Sarah, for you, there was I'll call it a jumbo lineup today, where it was essentially the two of you and then Sarah as well. What did you make of how that worked, and what sort of were the advantages that you thought the lineup gave you?
Yeah, I feel like we definitely had a size advantage. Ohio State was playing pretty much 5 guards, so we know that whenever me, Blanca, or Sarah Williams get in the paint, it's just going to be easy score. So just take advantage of that. What was that? Oh.
Daisy, you're one of the few players that played in that Sweet 16 game a couple years ago against Ohio State. What do you just remember about the press? I mean, what is it about the press that makes it so hard just to, get around?
Yeah, they're a super aggressive team. That's something that they're known for, is that press. And yeah, that game was a lot of fun. So I feel like these last couple of days in practice, we really prioritize, working on our press break, working on staying calm, working on playing together, finding the gaps, different ways to break the press that we knew that they were going to press, be aggressive, whatever it was, just so we felt confident going into the game, and it showed today.
Daisy, sorry to make you talk again. I know you have a cold. But you, like Daniel mentioned, you kind of started a little bit slow. But what have you sort of learned about resiliency over the last few years that kind of helps you in the offense?
Yeah, I think, staying present, staying calm, taking what the game's giving me, not forcing anything. And there's still, if your shot's not falling, there's so many different ways that you can still affect the game, whether it's your defense, your energy, your talk, whatever it is. And then when you're on a team with players like this, scoring is not that important because they're doing that as well. So as long as I'm controlling what I can on defense, making great passes, sending good screens, boxing out, I know it'll take care of itself.
Blanca, how would you compare how you felt in your first game Wednesday versus now? Did you get more and more comfortable as the game went on?
Yeah, I think I feel more comfortable in this game. I think my teammates really did a really good job to make me feel comfortable. I think also during practice, just try to get better and work out on our mistakes. So I think I feel more comfortable and I feel really good during the game.
Longo, what do you like about playing next to Sarah? How do you feel like you guys?
I think the trust that we have to ourselves, the believe that each player could do their work and be happy to share the court with them. I think this is the best thing that we can do and try to just work together. So I think this is the best thing that we have.
Blanca, for you, this was another nationally televised game. A lot of people in the United States maybe got to see you play for the first time. So I'm just curious, in your words, how do you describe how you play and how you like to play?
I think I would say try to play fast. In fact, coach say that sometimes I just play so fast that I try to do too much things in one action. But try to put some extra energy on the game, play hard, and just have fun. Thank you.
Like 3 or 4 questions ago, Sarah, you were pointing at the box score and seeing me laughing. But Blanca, I was just curious, what were you pointing out to her, or what caught your eye?
I think it says, I don't know if it meant to say 5 turnovers. Maybe it was a typo, but I was just looking at the 5 turnovers.
Not you calling her out.
I mean, she's good. We're going to shake back.
We need to work.
It does seem like Gino has harped on that, of turnovers. He said it again as he walked out today. What would you say, that you're working on in that area, or is there anything specific that you're doing?
I need to just work on less turnovers because I can do nothing more now. So just working on and just take care of all.
No, that's all right.
Hey.
wise?
No. I mean, I really didn't do anything. It was really just like passing Sarah, other Sarah, all our bigs. They were going to work in the paint, getting open. They made it really easy to pass it to them, and they were doing what they do best, making their shots. So they made it super easy. Thank you.
Also to Amy, this is Blanca's obviously second game, and she's not new to basketball. She's been playing overseas for a bit. But what's it like seeing her feel so comfortable so fast? And then what's been her biggest impact so far playing with her?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing to see her on the court playing the way she is. It's how she's been playing all preseason and practice. So to see her out here, and I mean, I feel like playing here your freshman year, it's a little daunting. The fans, it's just a new atmosphere, especially being so far away from home. So to see her immediately just looking incredible, being comfortable, I'm super proud of her, super happy to see that. And to see that like we're only going to get better together. She's only going to get better as an individual and then as a collective unit. So to know that this is kind of the start for her, it's exciting.
Sarah, Coach was saying whatever you expected of yourself last year, you expect even more of yourself this year. How would you describe what you expect of yourself right now?
I don't know. I'm just trying to just be part of every play, affect the game in every way that I can. So just, I don't know. I'm not really overthinking. I'm just out there playing.
Did you guys see her dive on the floor today? That was incredible.
Okay. Like what? That was.
Does anything still surprise you about playing with Sarah? Like, what stands out to you the most about the jump that she's taken this year?
I mean, I've said it before, but like not that I didn't think she could get better, but it's like she was so good last year. Like, how could she possibly be better? And then she is even better this year. So to see her, I feel like the confidence and her like really just owning space, you can feel it. Hearing her talk, and then she really is involved in every play, offensively, defensively, whether she's scoring, making a great pass, she's always involved. And then today, seeing her dive on the floor, that was definitely the highlight of the game for me.
Easy for you. This team has been lauded as more versatile this year, and you guys are scoring more in transition. You have a lot of length. They're qualities of pro teams, of WNBA teams. I guess I'm just curious how much you think this style of play and this personnel is going to prepare you for the next level.
Yeah, I think it definitely will prepare me for the next level. I think that really also goes to show just the coaches and like what they've built here and how like the stuff that we go through in practice every day in preseason, the way that like, the expectations that they hold us to, I feel like it starts there. And then we hold each other accountable and just that standard that we hold each other to, I think that's where it starts. But I would say it's definitely not something that I'm thinking about right now. Sure. Definitely staying focused on, this game, the next game, and what we can get better at as a team. But I do think that, controlling those things, staying present is what's going to help me down the road.
You've had really good rebounding games these past couple games. I know it's not your biggest priority. Something you wanted to work on. Do you feel like it's getting more comfortable just around the basket and going for those extra rebounds?
Yeah, I think my main goal is, to box out and not let my player get the ball. Because usually when you play with Sarah, Caroline, Blanc, like there usually are no rebounds to get. Like they get all of them. Just like you grabbed the one from me today and I was really mad.
I'm sorry.
I really wanted that. But yeah, I feel like my priority is really just making sure my person doesn't get the ball because with rebounders like this, that they're taking care of business.
Anything else for the players?
Sarah, you pretty much had flirting with a triple-double today. You pretty much fill up the stats, pretty much everything that you do. What are your conversations like with Coach? Obviously you expect a lot from yourself, but what are you saying to Coach when you guys have timeouts and so forth?
I'm not really saying anything to him. I'm listening to what he has to tell me, and I'm just doing what he tells me to do. So, yeah.
Sarah, for you, I'm just curious. So the team is playing at a faster pace this year. Can you just take me through how you were making decisions, in the open floor about that pace? How do you know when to push and when to hold?
Yeah, I feel like I'm just out there, again, playing basketball, just making the right reads and not really kind of overthinking. Just, I don't know, out there playing, not really overthinking.
Anything else? All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Take that water.